In this video, we're going to be making a sliding block. This will be very similar to the smoothly moving block that we made earlier. We'll just have a little bit more control of it. So let's get the coordinates of this block here in the middle of our little pattern. And the pattern is just there so we can see the block moving and check that it is moving one full block at a time. Let's put down a command block, put a button on top, and we're going to summon an armor stand at those coordinates, and we'll give it some information. We don't want any gravity. We will make it invulnerable. Oh, see the mistake there? It's red. I've put a colon. Don't need that colon. Invulnerable. Let's not make it invisible yet, but we will give it a tag. Tags. And the tag we'll give it is sliding block. That should do for now. No, let's put passengers. Passengers. There's going to be 2. 1, 2. Okay, that will do for now. Let's summon that. Cool, that works. Let's put down another block, and we will kill any entity with the tag equals sliding block. Okay, that's working. Let's give it some passengers. Passengers. First passenger is going to be a shulker. ID, speech marks, Minecraft shulker. And that will have no gravity. Need a capital G. Easy mistake to make. And it will be invulnerable. And we'll take off the AI. We don't want it to do anything. Certainly don't want it to attack the player. No AI. And we want it to be quiet, silent. And we'll give it a tag as well. Tags. Sliding block. So there's a tag, and we don't want it to drop anything, so let's get the DeathLootTable. Should be empty, and we're going to make it invisible. We won't for now. Let's just check what we've got so far. Okay, yep, there's our armor stand with the shulker on his head. Does it kill both? Yep. Now I don't like the way that falls over and makes all the smoke, so let's make some changes here. Let's pop a repeater down there on a delay. Let's copy that command with Control and middle mouse and put it there. So now we'll kill it there. Here we will execute as any entity, tag equals sliding block, run, teleport itself to its X -10, so underground or in the void, and where it is on the Z. Let's try that. Summon him, so he should go into the ground first and then he gets killed. Excellent. Okay, so that's a bit better. Let's get the other passenger. We can see we've got a little space here for the other passenger. And let's do an ID. It will be a falling block. It will have no gravity as well. And we need to give it a time for falling blocks. Let's give it a big time. We want it to last for a long, long time. -2, 1, 4, 7, 4, 8, 3, 6, 4, 8. That's a pretty long time. And we don't want it to drop the item, so drop item equals no. We want to give it a tag. Tags. And we'll give it the same tag as the others, sliding block. Okay, and we want to choose what block it is, so we need to give it a block state. Block state. And the block state, I will give it name Minecraft. I will do light grey wool. Okay, let's try that. Well, we've got a mistake there. The block state didn't work properly. Or is it inside the shulker? Okay, so let's give the shulker some invisibility. So back to where the shulker is. DeathLootTable empty, that's part of the shulker. Here, let's give it an active effect. Active effects. It's an array. We're only going to have one active effect. It's going to go in there. It will be ID 14 for invisibility. An amplifier, well, 1 will do because you're either invisible or you're not. Duration 1 2 3 1 2 3 1,000,000, and we don't want to see any particles, so ShowParticles. No. Oh, that's an O. It needs to be a 0. Done. Summon. So now the shulker is invisible. We can see the grey wool. Okay, but it's too high. So we need to put it down so it's level with the floor. Now that's always a strange number. So I think we go from 56, we take 2 off. So 54 and 0.5187. That is the number you need. Kill that one. There we go. Now it's lined up perfectly on the floor. We have a block. We can stand on it. It's really an armor stand. We're standing on the shulker, and the grey wool is just the block we look at. Now we want to move it. Okay, so there's 2 ways we can move it. We can do it the simple way, where we don't have much control. So let's set this to needs redstone, and it's going to be a repeating command block. Let's get rid of that. We're going to execute as any entity with the tag slidingBlock at itself, TP itself. Oh, we need a run. Run, teleport itself. Let's say minus 0.05 on the X, and we'll keep these two the same. Y. Okay, let's press that button. Now we've got a problem. One, we can see the armor stand. Let's solve that problem now. That's the easy problem. Right at the beginning here where the armor stand is. Invisible 1B. Okay, done. Let's kill that. Let's bring it back. Let's press the button again. Right, so we can't see the armor stand, but the block is disappearing. Now, this happens when the block you've disguised it as is the same as the block it's on. So if I go over grey wool, light grey wool, and it is disguised as light grey wool, then it vanishes. Don't ask me why. I don't know, I just know it happens. So if we change this to white wool, that's not how you spell white. If we change this to white wool, now we can't see it when it's on the white, but if we move it, it comes back because it's now on the grey. So keep that in mind. Whatever you've got as the floor, don't have that as this block. So let's change it to something completely different, and we will make it red. Red wool. Now it's going to be fine. So we can move the block a little bit like that, or we could move it the other way. If we double this number, so 0.05 moves 1 block. If we double the number, we should move 2 blocks. Yeah, so that's a nice easy way of doing it, but we don't have much control. To get a bit more control, we are going to use some scoreboards and a timer. So first, I think we'll create a scoreboard. Scoreboard objectives, add. Let's just find which way we're going. So when it's on minus X, it is going that way, and that way is west. So let's call this scoreboard, add objectives, move west, and it'll be a dummy. And it's more of a timer, so move west timer. Actually, let's get rid of move. Let's just call it west timer. Nice and easy. So this is the timer that's going to run when we want it to move to the west. Done. We've added that. So, boom. Let's put a button on there. Now we have to, I think we want to set the objective. Scoreboard, objectives. No, it'll be for a player. Scoreboard players, reset, and then we're going to have a fake player. I put FP, fake player, move player. That'll do. And we will do our west timer. So we're going to reset the timer. Then after resetting the timer, which direction is that? Positive Z. We are going to set a block, positive Z to redstone block replace, and that will be a chain and always active. So this will now reset the timer and place a block there. Okay, next we want the timer to go up. Needs redstone, repeat. Scoreboard players, add, and we called them FP move player, and it was the west timer, and we'll add 1 to it. Done. Now let's display that for now so we can see what's happening. Scoreboard, objectives, set display to the sidebar, west timer. So when we press this button, it should reset, then it should put a redstone block here, and then this timer should start going up. Yeah, excellent. If we press the button again, we're just going to reset, so we can keep resetting to 0. Okay, that's good. Let's get rid of that. Now the next block, blink. This will be always active and a chain, and we are going to execute as any entity with the tag slidingBlock at itself, run, teleport itself, and we'll do minus 0.1. Okay, done. Now let's see what's going to happen now. We've got a block. Should be moving that way. Let's check it out. Okay, doesn't seem to be moving. We could be making a mistake here. Maybe this number is too high. Ah, here's the mistake. We've called it slidingBlock. I'm sure you probably noticed that as I was typing. That's not going to work. slidingBlock. There we go, off he goes. He's not going to stop though. Oh, bye-bye, let's get rid of him. Stop. We're going to have to stop this timer, because all we can do at the moment is reset it. So let's get a stop on the end of here. So it'll be always active and a chain, and we will execute if the score, and we call him FP, fake player, move player, west timer, matches 10, run, set block. We want to get rid of that little redstone block there we've been placed, so that should be minus 1, 2, 3. Replace it with what? White wool. Could replace it with air. I like to replace it with a solid block so you don't have the lighting update. So it's never going to match 10 because we're already higher than 10. We're on 160, 170. So let's start from the beginning. Excellent. So poop, runs for 10 ticks. Let's get a block. And let's try this out. So it should be moving. There we go. We've got a nice smooth movement there. Lovely. Now we can keep that the same, keep that the same. Let's change this from a minus to a plus, a positive number. Now he's going to move the other way. So we could, let me clear my inventory. We could copy that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Let's put the minus back in there. And let's plonk these down. We'll need a new scoreboard. So we've got west scoreboard, objectives, add. So we've got west timer. We'll have an east timer. Don't need that space. And it'll be a dummy. So now we've got an east timer. Scoreboard players reset, move player east timer. Next one. That's okay by itself. Next one. East timer. Sliding block, teleport, yeah. And this will be checking on the east timer. So now we've got two. Let's hope this works. Fingers crossed. This should make it come towards me. And this one should make it go away. Excellent. So now we can move it in both directions. Now, this one is only one command block, but these ones you have more control. Because here we can change how far it's teleporting each tick, and we can change how long it teleports to. So we could have it slide a long way slowly, or a short way slowly, or a long way quickly, or a short way quickly. With this one, the further you slide, the faster it goes. You've got no choice. But if you're happy with this speed, use this. It's much easier. Let's bring him back. Come back. So let's do one more. Let's put one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, and one of those. So we've got all 5 again. And if we look over in that direction, we can see that we are facing south, which is positive Z. So scoreboard, objectives, add, south timer. It's a dummy. Change the south timer. Dum 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 dum. Positive Z is south. So let's change this to south timer and positive Z. So let's get rid of that and put it onto the Z instead. And at the end, we want to reset the south timer. South timer. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, there it goes, sliding towards the south. And I think you can see it's going to be pretty easy and pretty obvious what we're going to do next. We are going to create them all again. Oopsies. Create them all again. But this time we are going to want a north timer. So reset the north timer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reset the north timer. Increment the north timer. Increment, make it go up. North is negative Z. So teleport it to the negative Z, and at the end, reset. Or stop. We want to stop the timer by getting rid of that redstone block which will be there. Okay, now let's have a look. Yep, now he's sliding off to the north. So we've got a block here which we can summon, we can stand on, and then we can move it to the west, we can move it to the east, we can move it to the south, and we can move it to the north. So we can change the times. So let's go for the west one. At the moment when it matches 10. Well, if we say when it matches 20, it's going to move 2 blocks. So we can literally just double that number. Nice and easy, but it stays the same speed, which is the nice thing. So it doesn't go super fast. So we could change that number to anything we wanted and it would slide nice and slowly across the map. Whereas if we use this one, so we're going 0.10, let's check what that's doing. 2 blocks that way. So 0.05 is 1 block, so that will be 10 blocks. Woof, it's really quick, so you've got the extra speed there. You might not want that. How can we bring it back? Go to the end. Want to move it 10 blocks, 100. That'll bring it coming back nice and slowly, so we've got a lot more control with this one. There we go. This one, nice and easy, but whoosh, no control. This one, we can control the speed a lot better. Nice. Okay, so we now have a block that we can summon and we can slide it round. You could have a repeating command block checking where this is. So check for any entity with the tag sliding block. So maybe you have to slide the block into a little hole, or if this was a redstone block, it could appear, turn into a redstone block and power a machine. You can do lots of things with this. Later on, we will adapt this and we'll make it so the player can push the block. So you could push the block around the map and maybe power a machine that way. But that's it for this video on how to make a sliding block slide all 4 directions by pressing a button. Okay, see you in the next video.